But there you go, Michael Schumacher from his teammate on the front row. 2 Ferraris in Italy, amazing. Hakkinen and Villeneuve, great result for him. Coulthard and Trulli. Now, Rolf Schumacher is 7th, Frentzen is 8th, Fisichella, De La Rosa, Verstappen, Jensen Button in 12th, and the other Williams. Wirtz, Irvine and the Jag, Salo, Deniz, Zonta, Johnny Herbert and the other Jag down in 18th. And Lacey, Heinfeld, and no real surprises, Genet and Messakane.
Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? All right, well, here they go now. They're coming up to the grid, so we'll cross over now to Murray Walker, the voice of Formula One, and his sidekick, and a good bloke too, Martin Brundle.
Schumacher's leading up to the chicane. Mika Hakkinen is already ahead of Barrichello. Now this is the crunch point. Are they all going to get through here? Schumacher leads. Hakkinen is in 2nd place. Villeneuve. David Coulthard has come up into 3rd place, and Rubens Barrichello is already down to 5th. One of the Jaguars running wide has obliterated the polystyrene blocks, rejoins last, and Michael Schumacher is exactly where he wants to be and needs to be, and it's Eddie Irvine in the Jaguar who is the first retirement. And wow, that's the 2 Jordans and a mega that's Trulli and Frentzen.
And there's many cars piling in at the back. Terrible accident there, and of course the red flag will have to come out. I see that they can handle that one under the safety car. There look to be far too many cars involved in that. 2 Jordans appeared to get together and then come into the back of the 3rd and 4th place runners. Safety car is deployed. I'll be amazed.
And it's David Coulthard out there, so that's the end of his race.
Yeah, but Coulthard, if they don't stop, but the arrows flew over the top of Coulthard's car. There's an arrows behind that green truck, upside down, and then Barrichello's car also in there too. And it was at the back end that there was carnage, with Eddie Irvine just failing, and a lot of cars scampering there, look, across the grass. Now that arrows is way down the field. Now here we go, look, it's Barrichello squeezes the 2 Jordans together, who then run into Coulthard. Now watch closely, in the dust you will see an arrows who was way down the field end up flashing through the air. It's amazing it hasn't hit Coulthard. Look, there it goes. It's absolutely amazing it hasn't hit Coulthard on the head.
And here we are with Jacques Villeneuve. Now look at the carnage in front of him as the BAR goes over. Now he's probably come into the pits too. And look at the wheels bouncing everywhere. There's debris everywhere. But now we are on the 2nd lap. I haven't seen the safety car go past because, like you, I've been looking at the pictures. But here is Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari, turning into the Roja, followed by Mika Hakkinen. Long gap. Look at those wheels flying everywhere. This is a replay, and they're all rolling. That's the arrows.
Right. Oh, wow, that landed on top of Barrichello and Coulthard. De La Rosa ran into the back of Johnny Herbert. They got together at the back of the field, having a separate accident that ended up on top of the first accident, and now they're obviously attending to somebody down there.
If it's anybody, it's going to be De La Rosa. I'm just wondering whether it's the stretcher that I see with the red markings, or whether it's a Marshall.
Now here we go for a practice start. The Michael Schumacher got away. Oh, now that was they're showing the wrong practice start there. That was the warm-up lap. Here we go with the start proper. And look, Barrichello away very slowly, which penned up the right-hand side of the grid and left Coulthard a clear run. And of course now the front end of the grid are pretty well spread out, so not the drama we expect. Irvine getting together with a Prost and a Benetton. Cars scampering across the green apron on the inside, and later on now, somehow, one of those De La Rosa's arrows is going to run into the back of Johnny Herbert and collect up the first accident. So now, the fact that they've now completed 2 laps, Murray, means if they red flag the race, which they will not do now, it would be a 2-part race. It's only if they red flag the race before the end of the 2nd lap is it a complete reset and a restart. So all of those people, all of the drivers you saw walking around at the first chicane are out of the race.
Right.
So if you've just joined us, if you're waiting for this restart, to remind you, some incidents in the first corner at the tail end of the field, and then a massive incident nearer the front when Frentzen got into the back of teammate Trulli in the Jordan and Barrichello, taking Coulthard with them, and a 3rd accident where De La Rosa went clean through the back of Johnny Herbert's Jaguar and barrel rolled. And look, there's Jenson Button. Jenson Button was warming his tyres up, and then not realising that the concertina had happened in front of him. He's got to let Fisichella back through. Good thinking there, Jenson, but he did whack the barrier.
Yeah, and Michael Schumacher, I think, was going slow and holding him up, and the race has now restarted up to the chicane on the rolling lap 12 out of 53, and Schumacher leads. Hakkinen. Villeneuve is in third place. Ralf Schumacher is still in fourth position, and out of the race goes Jenson Button as a result of that coming together when he was trying to warm up his tyres and got involved with a minor collision there. Not minor as far as he was concerned, because he is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Let's have a look at it and see what happened. There you see, he goes straight off into the Armco. Now, I think if there was fault, I suspect that you could put it at Michael Schumacher's door, because he was slowing right down, as a result of which the field bunched up unexpectedly as far as Button was concerned. Remember, he's very new to this Grand Prix racing stuff. It's only his 14th race, and Schumacher is still leading. Louise Goodman is with Jenson Button.
Jenson, that restart caught you up badly, didn't it?
But just a bit. Well, normally you have a restart, you're supposed to keep the same pace all the time, but Michael decided to slow down on the exit of Ascari, and then accelerate, and then brake, or whatever he did. But can't believe it. So everyone caught up, everyone spread out across the circuit, and I had nowhere to go. So
bad luck.
Well, that's exactly what I thought had happened, and now you're looking at a replay of Heidfeld spinning out, and his car is on the circuit. Are they going to be able to drag it back, or will the safety car go out again? The safety car is standing by, I can tell you that, as I look at the Williams and the BAR exiting the corner, and Michael Schumacher leading on lap 17.
And Ralph had a big oversteer in the middle of the Parabolica that surely gives Zonta a tremendous run at him. And I think Zonta, as they flash by, yes, Zonta's driven straight past Ralf Schumacher's Williams. Unbelievable straight line speed there from that Honda-powered BAR. Perhaps he's running a lighter fuel load, but even so, he's clearly got some amazing pace. And remember, again, Zonta was the fastest man in this morning's warm-up.
Well, now,
look, Zonta really has got in the slipstream this time, and I believe he's stronger on the brakes at the end too. So Zonta should easily take this place, and does indeed move into third, but then moves in too far. He's gone a little bit wide on the way in, and they do somehow not touch on the way out. Very skillful driving there from Zonta and Verstappen, and now Zonta, I believe, will pull away from that Arrows.
Fine bit of driving by both the Brazilian and the Dutchman, and remember what I said, Jos Verstappen is not going to give up. He's been caught and he's been passed, yes, but he's going to try and fight back. And there's a strong battle behind them between Ralf Schumacher and Giancarlo Fisichella in respectively the Williams and the Benetton for 5th position, and it's just as close as this battle between Zonta and Verstappen is, and now that is widening. The gap between the BAR and the Arrows is getting bigger and bigger. There is Ralf Schumacher, 5th position. He won it in 96 for Ferrari, his debut year with the team. He won it the year before last in 1998, and there is Salo getting past Wurz at turn 1, keeping his line on turn 2 as they accelerate away.
Yes, I thought Wurz probably should have still managed to close him out there, even if he pushed the pair of them wide. Salo going the long way round with the cleaner side of the track to brake on, but nice move there from Mika Salo. He's been across a couple of chicanes. Looking at the computer, he's noted up, but clearly didn't take an advantage from that. Remember, he made a pit stop under the safety car to check. He had an incident with Eddie Irvine in the first corner.
Michael Schumacher, who's driving it, and the other is Ross Brawn, their master English tactician, who is sitting in the pit lane there, reading the race and calling the shots and talking calmly to Michael Schumacher. The two of them worked together at Benetton when Michael Schumacher had his world championships in 94 and 95, and Ross has clearly divined something which is telling him, making him tell Michael Schumacher to speed up a bit, and the something could well be that Mika Hakkinen, for instance, has just done the fastest first sector of all. We're going to keep an eye on this gap. It's just under 10 seconds at the present moment. Race leader there, Michael Schumacher, is on his 39th lap. So there are 14 laps to go. He will come in, he will take on comparatively little fuel to keep the car as light as possible, to give it the maximum performance. less weight to brake and stop, less weight to accelerate and get going again. And there, the Minardi running very wide indeed, with Mika Häkkinen coming up behind Mika Salo. That is Mark Genet, who is in 10th position. This is a replay. The Sauber going through, and Genet rejoining the track in front. We will dive into the pit lane now, and this stop is crucial. James Allen.
Yes, this is going to be very interesting. Schumacher's stop took 21 seconds, total lost time. That's how much time he lost when he came in. Here comes Häkkinen. He will be around just 5 or 6 seconds down on Michael Schumacher. If he can get out of here, stationary time of less than about 7 seconds. It's very fast by McLaren, a lovely stop. He'll be about 5 or 6 seconds only down, Murray.
Now let's have a look. There is Schumacher, and in the background you see Häkkinen exiting the pit lane as Schumacher dives past the Prost and puts it between himself and the second place man now, Mika Häkkinen. So it's down to the last few laps. And there is Mika Häkkinen behind him, and now Italy can truly erupt. The Tifosi and the Ferraristas see Michael Schumacher win at Monza and Italy and close the gap between himself and Mika Häkkinen in the World Championship, finishing second there, down to 2 points. David Coulthard's World Championship hopes are over. Rubens Barrichello's are as well, of course. There was a remote chance that either of them could win the World Championship if they won the remaining races. But now it is a fight to the finish between Häkkinen and Schumacher as we wait for Ralf Schumacher to come home in 3rd position for the 3rd time this year. And you look at Verstappen with Giancarlo Fisichella behind him in the Benetton, exiting the Ascari base. Now look back and you should see Alexander Wurz in the blue car. There he is. So Verstappen is going to have a magnificent 4th place, and that will be the 2nd highest that he's ever finished in a Grand Prix. He's had a couple of 3rd places for Benetton. Great news for Arrows. They've really fought for this, and they thoroughly deserve those World Championship points. Schumacher Michael wins. Häkkinen Mika is 2nd. Schumacher Ralf is 3rd.
I mean, because they just love it. They're so passionate about it. And it's just fantastic. Look at that.
Wonderful pictures, and a little touch there from Häkkinen. So he's obviously just settled back a bit and had a bit of a think. Because these two are usually pretty good around each other. And Ralph has now been on the podium a few times. He's had a pretty good season.
Well, there you go. There's the results. Michael Schumacher for Ferrari over Mika Häkkinen. His brother Ralph in 3rd. Joe Verstappen, good result for him. Alexander Wurz in 5th and Ricardo Zonta in 6th for a point for BAR. Mika Häkkinen still leads the championship, but only by 2 points for Michael Schumacher. David Coulthard still stays in 3rd. Rubens Barrichello 4th. Ralf Schumacher 5th and Giancarlo Fisichella in 6th. Constructors' Championship, McLaren 131 over Ferraris 127, Williams 34, Benetton 20, BAR 13 and Jordan with 13.
Okay, hope you've enjoyed our company. We've certainly enjoyed yours. We'll see you next time round on Night's Wire Motorsports.